This is KCR, the sound of state.
Just take a nice breath in. Exhale that breath. Just allow yourself now to relax more and more. Because from this moment in time, there's nothing of importance for you to do except relax.
Hey humans! Welcome to Scarlett Show Season 4, Episode 4. Excuse the technical difficulties earlier. It was not plugged on my laptop, so I'm like, why am I not here in res right now? But here we are! And I am your host, Scarlett Santa Maria, providing a space for self-expression for San Diego's electronic music artists. It has been a busy week for me, y'all. I attended a few events, starting with Thursday. As soon as I finished the show, I headed to Subdrip at the AC Lounge. And Subdrip is known for specializing in bass, but they had an opening set of house. And the funny thing is that when I got there, all my friends are like, look, it's house music, because they know I'm all about it. But I also love some dirty bass, and they always bring it. I can throw down my weirdest moves and get creative on the dance floor. And Saturday, I went to my first cross ever. Yeah, being the night owl that I am, sometimes I feel kind of awkward in day events, but it was still an enjoyable experience. It's a beautiful location with great music, and I saw a lot of creative outfits and danced the night away with my friends. And I'll go more in depth about my cross experience on the EDM Unplugged podcast with DJ MTK this Friday. And lastly, on Tuesday, I went to Nocturne to see my girls, Luna Michelle and Lila, and they threw down some proper dark techno, and I was living for it. And it just made me happy to see a lineup that was majority women, because we need more of that in San Diego. So take notes, people. And now it's time to introduce my super mysterious guest of the night, and his name is Shatterer. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
Great. Did you do anything fun this weekend?
Yeah, I've been just hanging out, listening to techno, of course.
And I like to know the story behind your name. How do you come up with Shatterer?
Oh, the Shatterer. Well, basically it's a long story, but I don't like to talk about it too much, but when I was young, my father, he used to beat me when I played tech house. And, really, at the end of the day, I tried to get past it, but I really couldn't, and I tried to play different types of house music early on, and the thing is, my father shattered my dreams, so this is an ode to my father. He's the Shatterer.
He's the Shatterer. You heard that. So you made your dreams come true.
I actually decided after the accident that I needed to move on, and, I decided to do what I'm doing now, so I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, and what about your whole image? For you that are just listening, Shatterer has a mask on. And what influenced you to go for this look?
Oh, okay. Well, early on, I have to start from the beginning. Basically, early on, I was raised in New York in the early 80s. I was raised in the bottom of a disco club. They let me come up sometimes, and, my father was really a big stickler about things, and I ended up doing a lot of different shows around the world. I become a really great DJ, doing disco house, filter house, stuff like that, like Daft Punk kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was doing that, and then, the accident happened, the terrible accident. And basically, ever since then, I've had to put on this mask, and there's not much I can tell you about more, except because the trial is coming up. So
yeah, it's okay. Sometimes we feel safer behind a mask. I mean, sometimes I feel that when I go out or when I'm performing or something, I want to wear something to really be myself. Sometimes you feel safer behind the mask.
Oh yeah, I mean for me it's legal reasons, but for other people.
And how do you keep people from knowing your identity, or does it actually matter if they know or not for you?
Well, for me, like I said, until the trial happens, I really have to wear this in public because I really shouldn't be DJing. So I have to keep this alias so that, yeah.
you're
other
like,
than that, I can't really talk too much about the
yeah.
past. I try to focus on the future rather than, you know, if I'm out in music, you have to really be progressive, and there's so much exciting stuff happening in techno these days that I really just like to focus on progressing. And I mean, I love the classics are great. Like in New York, when I was there, I heard when all the big guys came through, Derek Saunderson, Kevin May. I really love both of them, but at the same time, I just really like to move forward.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel honored to have you here despite all the things that you're going through, and I appreciate you sitting here right now and opening up about your story because it hasn't been easy, I assume.
It hasn't, and you know, the thing is, that, you know, I don't get to tell my story very often, and I really appreciate you letting me just open up to my audience, because as a DJ, I can't just sit there and,
Exactly.
I can't sit there and just say, I'm not playing anymore. I'm going to just pick up the mic and start talking to you about my feelings, so I really enjoy it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, thank you.
This is the whole point of my show, to like bring artists, because all of the DJs are behind the decks. And we don't really get to hear your story and know what's going on in your minds. Like, people make assumptions, and this is my way to like humanize the artist and spread the empathy, because we're all struggling. We're all going through some type of, I was gonna say a bad word, but we're all dealing with something, right?
Yeah,
so that's the point. So we can spread the empathy.
And you know, a lot of DJs you hear about these days, you know, they go out, you know, there's always another after party. There's always another thing to do. So, you know, you can't get lost in that, because before I, you know, had to adorn the mask. I was, like I said, going around playing a lot of shows. So at the same time, you know, you have to be out there, but it can really take a toll.
Yeah, of course. I completely understand. And what can we expect in the first half of the mix? Where do you want me to start the mix?
Oh, just start it from the beginning, of course, and for the last part of the mix, because you only do 10 and 10, just
okay.
to the end of the mix, so from 50 minutes to the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how would you describe your current sound in like 3 words?
Oh, okay. Well, I started this project as Shatterer in 2015, I believe. And basically, the sound has been consistent throughout all my mixes, which I encourage people to listen to. Basically, it's dark industrial techno. A lot of people don't want to say dark techno, but I say it because, I don't know, what else are you going to say?
Yeah, why do you think people don't like to say dark techno?
I don't know, because it's like the whole business techno stigma. You have a dark techno, business techno. It's really popular these days, so when things get popular, people like to hate on it.
Exactly. I completely understand. When someone goes big, or like a genre becomes mainstream, suddenly it's not cool anymore. But it is cool as long as it makes people happy. Who cares, right? So now we're gonna play your mix and turn it up in the studio with some dark industrial techno. We'll return in 10 minutes to continue the interview, so don't go anywhere. You're listening to KCR College Radio, the award-winning sound of state. enjoying this super dark industrial techno. I don't think I've ever had this genre, or actually, yeah, I did once when I had Robin Roth because she does Sabbath and it's like more industrial dark techno. So it's nice to have this sound again. It's not for everyone. I personally like it because I like all the genres, and it just makes me feel like I want to be in a dungeon and like doing crazy things. But anyways, before we go on the interview, I have to make some announcements. And you got no plans this weekend? Check out the House of Blues in downtown San Diego for some amazing concerts in one beautiful venue. Make sure to check out our giveaways on kcrlive.com for a chance to win tickets to concerts throughout the semester. And stop by Music at the Mesa from 12 to 1 on Thursdays for more giveaway opportunities. Also, Desert Days Festival is right around the corner from October 10 to 13. Join greats like The Flaming Lips, Wu-Tang Clan, Ween, and many more at Moreno Beach. I don't know any of these artists. Check out desertdays.org to see the full lineup and purchase your tickets today. And lastly, Technicians have an event tonight at Rich's Nightclub. Join us for a night of tech house and techno featuring resident DJs Mixoplix and John Bilotti and special guest Harshal. And this is a 21 and up an event, so bring your ID. And it's going to go from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Tickets are only $5, y'all. Don't miss out. All right, and I'm back with Shatterer. And I'd like to know, what is it that draws you to this genre of like dark industrial techno?
Oh, well, it just goes to my roots. Big Godflesh fan. Justin K. Broderick, early industrial metal, Napalm Death, Carcass. I was really into death metal when I was a kid.
Oh.
Yeah, so basically at the end of the day, this kind of techno is just death metal techno. I see it as just noise, and you get the industrial aspects. And even Godflesh with J.K. Flesh, Justin Broderick's other project, you can see that he was playing what I was listening to as a kid. Now he's doing dark techno, and it's the same guy that was in bands when I was listening to him. So
Wow.
it's like the whole genre has kind of progressed, and we are reaching kind of this apex that I can see. It's really exciting.
Yeah, are you happy with the way it's heading?
Oh, amazingly happy. I mean, I can see it happening in places like Rotterdam. It was already big, but this is the scene, and it is just exploding. And in America, they're a little late to the party, but in a lot of ways, they're going to shape the scene, and we're going to add a lot to the plate when it comes to the worldwide techno scene.
I definitely agree. And where do you get your inspiration to create new mixes?
A lot of friends, labels, Omen Recordings, Morgue Records, Green Fetish Records is another great label that's just blowing up with tons of great releases. I just, from the
a little bit of
know a lot
everything.
of people, so I keep in touch with them, I see what they're doing, and then I get a lot of promo lists, so I put my name on promo lists, and they send me stuff, so I go through that, and then I see if there's anything I like.
A little bit of everything.
Just like any other DJ would do, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And is there an artist that you currently look up to?
Right now, probably Oleka, which is the Forest People. They're out of the Netherlands. It's one of my favorite producers, Blasen. Some other labels I really like, Omen Recordings, great material.
Gotta check it out.
Oscar Malero is an amazing producer, so...
And I'd like to know if you practice any ritual before DJing at events. You pet your cat.
No, I don't practice any ritual. No, I kind of just, well...
Is there something that you do to get into character, like the Shatterer character?
The Shatterer. Well, with Shatterer, it's just kind of easy because the music speaks for itself. I just have to be there and play the music, and then people are, it's just the vibe creates from the music.
Yeah. All right. And now I'd like to know about the origins of your dark techno event called Archetype. How did it all begin?
Okay, well, yeah, Archetype began in 2014 when I came here to San Diego, and it was basically me, Ox Oxcon from Omen Recordings, which is a producer out of LA, another great producer. Elliot Hahn, who's also from LA, and a couple other local guys. In 2014, we did our first Archetype at in East at the Bancroft of all places. You know the Bancroft?
No, I don't.
There's a bar called the Bancroft in East County, and we did a techno night there in 2014, and that was Archetype #1. And since then, we've been doing events. We brought Black Asteroid, Luis Flores, we brought Oxcon, of course, we brought a couple other great artists, Phantom Flowers.
Wow.
Big people are coming down to play Archetype, and over the years I just feel like we're bringing real techno to San Diego when in the beginning it didn't exist. Like the only other night that was regular in San Diego was Dance Classic in 2014. There was no other dance music nights, if you can imagine that.
That's insane. I mean,
so now you can see just 3 years later we have a different dance music night every night.
That's so true, because when I first started raving, I was 16, and then there was like the all or like Six Enough event, Scream, which was like a little rave, and then like there was Sugar, Heroes, and then all of those disappeared, and then like the LED events happened, and then I started going to the more like underground events. And I started seeing all this like Tees for Techno when they had it on Tuesdays, like you said, Dance Classique, and then now there's Take It Easy and Nocturne, and there's all these other events, right? So it keeps growing, and it's great.
Basically, I just started it because it didn't exist. So I was like, I want a real techno night.
A real techno. What constitutes real techno, in your opinion?
Well, real techno just is techno. I mean, that's just what it is. I don't know what it's like. Trying to redefine things is weird. And that's just what happens because people lump things. It's like electronica. In the 90s, everything that electronic music was called electronica. And then, like, that's the only definition. So now if you said, oh, that techno is electronica, someone would just look at you funny and go, what is electronica? But that's why words are dumb. You know, you just have different words for different things.
It's just labels.
It is one thing. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's funny because like if I talk to people, like say like someone that's older that has never heard electronic music before, they say, oh, you like techno music or you like party music, and then someone that's younger that doesn't really know more about the genres, they automatically label it as EDM. But there's just so many other different things. It's not just one or the other. There's just so many genres that constitute electronic music. It's just about being open.
Right, and then the nerds come in and they say, this is this genre, this is this
genre.
The
music purists, right?
And it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but it's good to define things sometimes. Because if you like something, like I really like techno, right? I'm going to define it for myself.
Yeah.
Of course, and I think everybody does it to their own level, but people just don't get to like extreme levels.
Yeah.
You know, they don't go, I'm going to listen to everything and then categorize everything.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's just how far deep you are into it, and if you want to take it this far, then that's how far you go, and it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
As long as you love it, and as long as it's techno for you, that's all that should matter, right?
Right.
So what is your mission statement with this brand?
Okay, so Archetype has always been San Diego-based, dark industrial techno. You know, my whole thing with events is keep it consistent. I don't never book anyone outside my genre, and I never will. So if I
never will.
If I did, I won't. If I did book a different person outside my genre, it would be a different party. So
okay. All right. If you play house, don't even think about playing at Archetype. If you're playing, don't even think about it.
I have some other place for you.
You better be some good techno for sure. So what do you think makes your events stand out from other techno events that are happening now in San Diego?
Well, we bring a lot of people from LA. I don't really try to pick my artists from Beatport, so I don't really think about booking people from Beatport at all. I kind of just go with what I know as a consensus of being popular around the world. So basically I have a lot of friends and connections from everywhere, so I could notice trends. Like if a certain artist is getting more trending worldwide, then I can say, this artist needs to be looked at further, and then I take a listen, and if it matches what I think, then I think that it would be an artist I'd want to bring or play. So, yeah, I think that's what sets me apart is just,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And what is the most difficult aspect about throwing events in San Diego, in your opinion?
Definitely finding a venue. People, have a venue, you don't want to lend it out too often because you don't want to burn the spot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you want to have a party. And the other thing is, all the DJs want a slot, but there's not enough parties. They don't want to throw a party. So I think that more DJs should start throwing parties.
Yeah, and I agree about defining a venue because I feel that a lot of these events are happening in the same 2 or 3 venues.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, and that could always change at the drop of a hat. Like, if one of those venues was gone, then
what would happen,
what
right?
would happen? There's no venue.
So you gotta think like in the future, like keep
And then
moving
half of
forward.
the nights
Yeah.
in San Diego are gone.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you got to plan for the future, and it's a tough industry to be in, but not really that tough.
And what keeps you motivated to continue on this path despite challenges that happen with it?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't like to talk about that too much, but at the same time, I keep motivated because the music is driving me. I mean, it's not even me at this point. I'm just going to keep on going. It's like some other kind of entity is kind of guiding me. When I pick my mixes, sometimes it feels like the music just comes to me out of nowhere, like it gets dumped in my lap, and then it just makes it really easy. Other times, maybe about 10% of the time, it's a real bitch finding new tracks, you know? It's really hard. And, but 90% of the time, it's just butter.
Yeah, because you're so passionate about it, it kind of just falls into you.
Exactly. And I think that's the way you do it. If you dedicate your life to something, and you're always around that thing, and then it just comes to you.
Yeah, you become a professional at it.
The law of attraction, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I believe in the law of attraction 100% because you really, like, all the energy and, like, everything that you put out there, you get it back.
Exactly. And that's if you're doing things the wrong way, you'll get the wrong things back. So.
No, yeah, I completely agree. And how did you come up with the name, by the way, Archetype?
Oh, okay. Archetype. It was just, I mean, in 2014, I was doing it with a group of people, and there was no real story behind it. It was just that we wanted to make the archetypical sound of something that would just be there, and it would be, the archetype is the event that you would go to for techno, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the end...
I like it.
Yeah, in the end, it really comes down, thank you. In the end, it really comes down to how you market yourself, and marketing and art don't really work out too well. So putting too much thought into the brand or the logo, it's really not worth it. You just need to have something that you are able to put yourself behind 100%, and then things come from that.
Yeah, and when we were talking a little bit off air about how you want to have parties that have like a more of a limited amount of people that make it more private. Can you expand on that? Like, why is that?
Okay, well, basically, when you're limiting the amount of people coming, you have more intimate vibrations, and, you know, I don't know, I don't use the word vibrations, especially when I'm Shatterer, but,
It's okay.
Anyway, it's less people, it's a better vibe, for sure, and then, it just lets you go later, and you have less risks. And if you're doing undergrounds or whatever you're planning on doing, if you have more people, it's just more liability.
Yeah, and it's more exclusive too.
Exactly. I'd rather have fewer quality people than thousands of people that don't care what they're listening to.
Exactly. No, I agree, and that's how you like curate the vibe. Then because you have the right people there. And what are your thoughts on San Diego's electronic music scene as a whole? You can start with like something positive and then maybe something that needs improvement.
Oh, okay. Well, everything positive. San Diego, to me, has been one of the fastest moving electronic music scenes I've seen. Basically, 4 years ago, if you compare 4 or 5 years ago to now, maybe 1,000% more DJs and 1,000% more live acts. So just do the numbers. It's just going to be exponential from here. Who's going to go see a rock and roll band right now?
Yeah.
I'm so bored when I go to a rock and roll show. I'm like, dude, I'm like out of here after half a song. Like, give me some techno or something at least with a beat. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't been to a concert since I was in high school, and I was like an emo scene kid, and I used to listen to like Panic at the Disco and Paramore.
Exactly. Imagine going to a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert right now. Like, can you imagine how boring that would be?
Yeah. Where are the lasers at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a different experience, and I think I don't know. I mean, like the music industry is changing a lot, and the electronic music industry too, in general. In San Diego, like you said, it just keeps growing, and I think we're gonna have even bigger and better events eventually.
I mean, I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's okay.
Okay, I gotta get more crap from this, but I honestly prefer the San Diego scene to LA.
Really, why? Why?
Just based on more reality. Like, these people are real down here, and in LA, it's just hard to find.
And you know what? You know that you mentioned that it makes me think. I've been partying in LA too much, but it's definitely a different vibe. I feel like people are a little bit more pretentious over there, and they think they're like
Yeah.
they think they're so cool because they're in LA. And then here, the community, everyone is so diverse. And if you want to dress up, you can dress up. If you want to show up in a t-shirt or whatever, you can pretty much anything. You know, we're not here to judge, or we're not here to see who's better and who's not.
Exactly. It's almost like we're the little sister from LA that,
Yeah.
and like it's we're the opposite. LA's like, oh, we deserve this, and DJs are all kind of, well, not all, of course. There's some great people in LA. The Black Lodge is amazing. 6 a.m. is also doing some amazing things. Don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to talk up San Diego here, not diss on LA.
Yeah.
LA is great, but I'm saying San Diego is budding. It's starting.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's great. It's gonna get up there.
I love San Diego, man. Every time I go anywhere else in the world and I come back home, like the feeling, I can't even describe how happy I feel to be here. So now it's time for the human experience section, when I'll be taking a peek into your deepest thoughts. And the first question is, what activity makes you feel the most alive?
Oh, okay, great. Well, I've been a musician since I was a little kid, so just playing music, of course, is the best.
Oh, really? What was the first instrument you learned how to play?
Well, I played guitar, drums, piano.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I was really young, and I played in bands too.
So cool. And through all of life's twists and turns, who has been there for you?
Oh, wow, who has been there for me? Well, I would love to say
Your
my
cat.
I would love to say my cat. I don't mind my cat. Actually, I can have a cat. All right, yeah, my cat. I think that's great. Yeah.
All right. And what is the biggest change you've made in your life this year?
Biggest change. Okay, well, I am currently investing in a place to work, so my biggest change is going to be a warehouse space.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that. When was the last time you tried something new?
The last time I tried something new, wow. Well, I'm constantly learning new things, so I think that trying something new is just like learning something new. So probably yesterday or today, I don't know.
That's great. What do you think you could never ever give up?
Wow, I couldn't give up doing events and DJing in general. Like, I think that's going to be something that sticks with me
Forever.
forever, yeah.
Cool. What is your greatest strength and weakness?
Greatest strength is definitely getting people together. I'm like the type of person that will bring everybody together, and they'll go off and do like these $1 million projects, and I'll be like, hey dudes, remember like, I was the one that like introduced you guys.
Like, hey, remember
Like,
me?
I'm really big at this, but it doesn't matter. It's funny, because it doesn't matter who succeeds or whatever. It's fun to just let it happen and like help people, because that energy comes back. You always just have to put out the good energy.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, because a lot of the times when people are good, they feel that they should get something in return. But it shouldn't always be that way. You should just be a good person, just to be a good person, not to expect things in return. I think the good things will come to you at the right time, right?
Right, and what was the second part of that question?
Oh, your greatest weakness.
Greatest weakness. I'm a procrastinator, so the night before I get
Welcome to the club.
everything at the last minute, like, gotta do this at the club, gotta do this, so that I get a little bit, angry sometimes, so, but it helps me get into the Shatterer mood.
Hey, yeah, look, I struggled with that during college really bad, but then I realized one day I had enough. I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? I just stress myself out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a bad habit. Like, I feel you.
And I work really well under pressure, too, so.
Yeah, that's what I would tell myself, too. But It's we're just trying to make ourselves feel better about it.
Exactly.
So okay, when was the last time you lied? And what did you lie about?
The last time I lied.
Ooh, Shatterer.
I know, this is getting deep.
Yeah,
This is getting a
yeah.
little too... Shatterer, for Shatterer, I try not to ever lie, even with the little lies that will kind of make the situation better if you lie. So, but at the same time, if I did lie, I would probably just try convincing myself that it wasn't a lie, so I'd feel better about myself. So I can't even honestly remember the last time I lied.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd never lie.
Wow.
Maybe that's the time I lied right there.
Yeah, right now. What is your definition of success?
My definition of success is just making a decent living, doing what you want to do, and not having a boss. So if we can do those three things, I'm good.
You're your own boss.
Yeah, if you don't have to have a boss, you make a decent living, and you're doing what you want to do.
I love that.
Plus,
What life tip would you tell your younger self if you could go back in time?
well, I think that everything I've done is kind of prepared me for what I'm doing now, so I can't really think about something I'd do differently, to be honest.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
great answer.
Yeah,
I think that it's beautiful because I mean even with the bad parts of life, like you learn and you grow.
exactly.
So and it shaped you to be the person that you are now.
Yep.
Awesome. I love that. So for the last question, I have the letters right here, and if you've never heard the show or you're watching or I don't know, I have some black envelopes with a red S wax seal, and in them there's a random question that Shatterer is gonna have to pick on his own and open it and read it and answer it.
Okay, let's do this. I can't go too far from my thing. Oh, it's sealed
Yep.
with a candle.
Yeah.
It's a nice touch.
Oh yeah. I burned myself a few times, but it was worth it.
What is your most beloved childhood memory? I just got through telling you about my childhood.
I know. Damn. You didn't pick.
You're making me relive it twice.
I know. Oh
my
no.
God. Are you gonna give me free counseling after this too?
No. You don't have to answer it. You can choose
I'm
another
gonna have
one.
to just, if you want me to stay living, I don't think I can keep on answering this about my childhood. I'm really sorry.
Okay, all right. Damn it. Okay, maybe you should have picked a different card. Okay, Shatterer doesn't like to talk about his childhood, but I think maybe from what I've learned right now, it's that he used to play a lot of instruments, so I'm gonna take that as the answer.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like to make my guests feel uncomfortable. That's not the goal. So if you don't feel
I'm back. I'm okay now.
okay, great. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed having you here, and you're such an interesting character, like honestly. And I can't wait to see you play and like go to your event.
Come out, yeah, let me tell you, I'm playing on October 16th at Citadel at Kava Lounge, and then I'm playing October 27th at SNDZ's second anniversary at Cesar Chavez Park.
Ooh.
So 2 Shatterer gigs in October 17th, the 16th, and the 27th.
You heard it, and make sure to send me links so I can share them and stuff, okay?
I will, yeah.
Okay, people, I think we're gonna go back to the music break, and we'll return in less than 10 minutes with some final questions, so we'll see you in a bit. Yeah. I'm totally feeling this. 100%. All right. So I got a couple more questions for you. So you were doing a collaboration with Soft Leather, right?
Oh yeah, we did that. We brought Louis Flores and Black Asteroid down. We had the first night we did Black Asteroid. Actually, we did it at a house party. It was insane. We did it above the Mandarin Dragon. What is it? The Dragon. What's that dragon restaurant above in Hillcrest? The Golden Dragon.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
This party was directly above the Golden Dragon sign.
Whoa.
We had it on the roof, right? So we basically went till 5 in the morning above the Golden Dragon on the roof, and we had 2 speakers just blasting like techno till about 5 a.m. I think it was. It was like at least 4, and then the cops came, and it was the funniest thing because it's an S&M party. So basically, when the cops said everyone's got to get out, right, we got to stop this party. So everybody came out and piled in the streets, and they were just like all in their S&M gear. And the cop was just like, what the hell is going on in here?
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Like, you want to join?
We never got in trouble, and that was just the first one. And the second one we did crossed after hours with Black Asteroid, which is another great artist. He was the old guitarist he played guitar in Depeche Mode. I mean, this guy is, yeah. So anyway, so this guy played after crossed with Soft Leather again, and that was a lot of fun. And then the most recent one we did last Halloween, so about a year ago, we did with Louis Flores, which Louis Flores is just he's a powerhouse. He's really great. And that was also with Oxcon from Omen Recordings.
Are you doing any future collaborations with them?
Soft Leather, the last one I played about 3 or 4 months ago, was at the Rail, and
oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I headlined that one, and it was a good one. But after that, the Rail it was a venue thing. We couldn't really have a good suitable venue for that.
Okay. Yeah, because it's really
changed, but LA is not too far. So if people want to go to Soft Leather, they can go to LA.
Yeah, and so are you into BDSM?
No, being personally, I was doing with Archetype. We were partnered with Soft Leather because we wanted to provide the soundtrack to the event. And it just fits. Like, dark industrial techno really does fit perfectly with that whole vibe. So we did that, but no, my contribution to Soft Leather was strictly musical.
Okay, I like with your look and all, I would think that you would have some like whips hidden in your dungeon somewhere.
Yeah, well, without exposing too much, no.
Okay, well, now you know, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and what does your future hold for Shatterer?
Okay, so in the future, we're doing more events. Like I said, I got those 2 coming up. We're going to be doing some kind of private events soon with Archetype. Working with more people, working with the folks, Nothing Beyond Black crew with Citadel, and also maybe again in November we're bringing Warren D. So I'm not bringing Warren D, but I'm working with them to bring.
Awesome.
So that's something else to look forward to in San Diego in November.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. Do you have any last shout-outs or anything that you'd like your fans to know before we go?
Nope, just about the events, and go listen to my mixes because they're up and they're really consistent, so check them out.
All right. Well, thanks again for being here and for sharing your story, and it was a blast, honestly.
Thank you.
And don't forget that the shows will be up on my YouTube this weekend. I'll be sharing the links on my socials, or if you want to listen to the past shows, you can do it right now too. Just search for Scarlett Show on YouTube and Facebook. And thanks for joining us tonight. Until next Thursday.